I'm drinking the future. That tastes good. You know what that is? This is fluid. Schumann frequency 7.83 Hertz. And you know what? I'll tell you how we do it in this video. Welcome to the lab. I will show you my setup today. We have a Schumann frequency generator, an analog generator, and we have a bottle of water, and we have a quartz crystal. This is citrine. I have another quartz crystal. Why did I make this Schumann generator? Because of this coil. This coil you see here inside, there's the quartz crystal. This is especially made to pump a quartz crystal. It's nearly the same structure as in a laser. In a laser, we pump a rubin rod or a neodymium YAG laser with flashlight. Here, we pump a quartz crystal, which is inside a very strong electromagnetic field, pumped by 7.83 Hertz. And then the waves from the crystal go directly into the water. Let's start the experiment, and I give you some information later. We have this analog Schumann generator, and we have a power amplifier inbuilt, because we have to drive this coil with a lot of juice. And I know you can't wait. Let's start the experiment. Let's give juice to the generator. Okay, the oscillator is working. We are on green. We are on go. And now let's increase the Schumann frequency. We start slow. We have a perfect sine wave. Let's give even more to the main field. Yes, a little more. And as you see here, this is the power LED. We always have the positive and the negative sine wave. And we are producing the field that goes directly to the water. And it's working quite stable. A lot of power is induced into this coil and produces this strong electromagnetic field with 7.83 Hertz. The Earth's hum. And now you wonder, what is going on here? I will give you some explanation. I won't go that deep into the technology, but at least to give you an overview that you know what's happening here. So let's reduce the power. We can continue after my explanation again. No problem. It's working perfect. Wow. I'm always fascinated on how good this works. Let's push off the power. Okay, normally when we work with 7.83 Hertz, we need a big antenna, nearly 19,000 kilometers long, because the wavelength of 7.83 Hertz is 38,000 kilometers, nearly the scope of our Earth. But we are using a cheat code, a physical cheat code. You know what it is? We are using a near field coupling, a magnetic and electromagnetic near field coupling. And this quartz inside is the collimator. Remember, a quartz is piezoelectric. The quartz absorbs the energy and, through its hexagonal symmetry, forces it into a preferred direction. This coherent information from the vibrating crystal lattice is transferred into the water clusters. We don't use wires. We use atomic density. The crystal lattice stabilizes the Earth heartbeat where a wire would simply just fail. And then the waves go directly into the water. And although the glass is chemically of almost the same material as quartz, it is amorphous. It acts like a transparent window to the coherent vibration of the quartz. And I know some people say it's way too detailed, and other people want to know what is happening in the setting. In general, we make a coherent information transfer. I'm thirsty. We will produce more, even in this video. We use a quartz nearly as a transformer by the phonons. Did you ever hear of them? Phonons, these quasi-particles of lattice vibrations. And you know what they do? Inside the quartz, they create scalar waves. Longitudinal scalar waves, often referred to as Tesla waves or space energy waves. What means we make a dimensional transformation. The longitudinal scalar wave with 7.83 Hertz modulated with the million terahertz frequency of the crystal. And this frequency band is between the microwave bands and the infrared light. And this terahertz frequency is the boundary range where matter becomes spirit. So let's make some more dimensional transformation. Put on the power, do the generator, the oscilloscope is ready, and then let's create more longitudinal scalar waves. So increase the sine wave. And this is an analog sine wave, free from overtones. Induced, pumping the crystal, increase the power. Let's get more. We have enough power. 20 watt, 7.83 Hertz. Yes. Good. Now we are pumping the crystal and we are sending the waves to the water. As I said, it's nearly the same structure as the crystal, but it's amorphous. So it acts like a window. It just goes straight to the water. Yes, yes, more and more. We make fluid Schumann frequency 7.83 Hertz. We can drink it, modulated with the hexagonal structure of the crystal. Now you understand why I call this the Lenardt Quantum Laser with Schumann frequency 7.83 Hertz. The oscillator is running perfect. The power amplifier makes the power to the main field. This is why I choose this kind of coil. In other comments, they said, it's way too small. We are working with a near field. This is not a resonant circuit. We are pumping the coil, and the coil pumps the crystal. And we are informing the water. It is not salt water. It's normal water, free of chemical ingredients. What means the water is open to receive the information. So I think I've showed enough. You know how this works. We can decrease the sine wave power. The quartz made a good job. Okay, and switch off the power. And now let's drink the future. The water tastes different. It tastes way more delicious. Absolutely. This is what the future tastes like. Thank you so much for being live in another experiment here in the lab. When you want to learn more about Schumann Frequency 7.83 Hertz, I have a playlist and I have way more other stuff of good videos in my archive. Welcome to the lab.